Welcome back. In the last episode, we'll look at the efforts that are being made to restore the wild population of Regent Honeyeaters. Until recently, the conservation and the reintroduction programs were all about numbers. But now, people working on Regent Honeyeaters understand there's more to it. Conservation is not only about conserving numbers, but also animal culture and behavior.
Well, actually, you've touched on my next research plan for the Regent Honeyeater, and that really is to try to see if we can restore the lost song in the wild by reintroducing the birds from the zoo. We've already been able to show that we can teach the birds in the zoo the wild song, and over the past few years, where we've now started to release the birds into the core of the range, we're observing more and more, pairings between wild females and zoo males and wild females. And so it's going to be really interesting to see, now that we're releasing birds from the zoo that sing songs that are more complex than the males in the wild are singing, whether we can start to see wild males producing these more complex songs again over the coming years.
And conservation is about demographics.
It's a flocking species. It relies on numbers of birds, on those breeding aggregations to just be a honeyeater. That's how they behave, their life, their biology. So by releasing birds, we are not just contributing to the wild genetics as much as possible, but also to the demographic effect of putting birds out there to increase those flocks that may increase their survival or the breeding success in the wild.
And it's about community.
It's kind of an umbrella, flagship species that you may think, if there's a problem with the Regent Honeyeater, there's a problem with the woodland, the eucalypt woodlands across Australia. That's also an endangered ecosystem, the bush itself, and then the other species that come with it.
And something that takes time.
It's really a three-pronged approach. So the first prong is reintroducing more birds from the zoo that have high fitness, and singing good songs is a component of that high fitness. The second component is protecting the nests of the birds that are breeding in the wild. And the third component that's really important is to address the initial cause of population decline, which is habitat restoration. And so the monitoring program we do is developed to try to inform all those different components of a kind of integrated conservation strategy for Regent Honeyeaters.
And finally, it's about people.
Emily has been linked to the region. She's been breeding birds, bringing birds from the wild, planting trees to recover habitat, liaising with Indigenous people, giving talks, helping foster the next generation. Students, young conservationists as yourself. So it's about bringing all the different pieces to the jigsaw puzzle that is conservation.
While this might be the end of this documentary, we hope it is not the end for the Regent Honeyeater story.
Well, the hope for the future is that we don't have to continue doing this program, that they're safe in the wild, that there are enough of them, that their habitat is safe, that they're looking after themselves in the wild. Hopefully we don't need to do all this intensive management with them anymore. That would be the ultimate dream. It's going to take a few years, I think, but I think that's the aim.